Though I know I should be wary, still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose. Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice!
Yo, what is up guys? Steel Vico here, and welcome back to another video and another unboxing for you guys. I know I've had so many Spirit Halloween unboxings this year, more than ever, and I'm really happy about that. It's all thanks to the job I have at Spirit Halloween. I'm able to afford a bunch more animatronics, and that 30% off discount sure helps. But anyway, this one actually is not directly due to that 30% off discount or directly due to the amount of money I've been making, but it is related to the Spirit Halloween store. And that, as you can see, as you probably can tell, and based on the intro, I am doing a setup of Beetlejuice from 2021 animatronic. And actually, interestingly enough, this isn't one that was like overstock or anything from the store. One of my coworkers slash friends actually gave me this Beetlejuice after I bought them the Reagan because they needed room in their area to set her up. So we kind of did a trade. I bought them a Reagan. They let me have their Beetlejuice, which is super nice of them. So special thanks to that person. They know exactly who they are. Really appreciate that. But so this didn't actually come in a box, so it won't be a traditional unboxing. But we are going to be doing a setup. It doesn't have its instructions either, but maybe that'll make for a more interesting video, because I'm going to try to wing it here and see if I can figure it out and see if I can set it up properly on the first try. Probably not, but yeah. I have one more Spirit Halloween unboxing for you guys for sure. I'm thinking that's probably gonna be the last one. Probably should be the last one, but who even knows, of the year. But yeah. And one last time, special thanks to the coworker. They know who they are if they're watching this video, for letting me have their Beetlejuice, because that is awesome. One I wanted to get, was considering to get, because I knew I would enjoy the Beetlejuice movie. I didn't get a chance to watch that movie back in 2022, so I really didn't jump on it, and I heard some varying reviews of this animatronic. A lot of people, a few people actually really liked it. A lot of people thought he looked kind of hokey. I actually really like it, honestly. But of course, it also wasn't available at any of the stores that were even near me at the time. Back in 2021, we didn't even have stores that close. Like, this one is like literally like 15 minutes away from me, which is awesome. The one that I'm working at, but we had to drive an hour, and the ones that I saw either weren't there or I couldn't afford it at the time. But with that being said, enough rambling. Let's figure out this setup here. I guess I'll take everything out of the bag here. This is how it was given to me. It works. So we've got the tombstone, but there's nothing in it. We've got his hand with the ring here. We've got his face, which honestly actually really has grown on me. I actually do like it. It's a little odd looking, but I actually think it works pretty well. One of the probably the best Beetlejuice face we've seen on an animatronic. Sure beats the Gemmy ones, definitely, but that's pretty easy to do. I don't know if Morgan did a Beetlejuice or not, but if they did, it definitely beats that one. Obviously, not a fan of any of those, and I think the animation choice for this Beetlejuice is the best animation choice for any of the Beetlejuices, because the head-spinning one looked awful. The other hand, so also over here on the side, we've got his boots. The knee is missing on that one, but it's in the bag here. His like his torso bit, the base, and the box, the control box. This is obviously a Crazy Create animatronic. His pants, which kind of look like suspenders, but aren't, obviously. Obviously, the outfit is well done. Kind of hard to mess that up, but they did a good job on it. His shirt, his jacket thing, with, there's two layers here. We've got like the button part of it, and this, I will figure that out as we go, guys. this is going to be a longer one because there's some unboxing to it. His shoulder bit plastic here, which involves screws. That's how you know it's Crazy Create. Crazy Create Y. Here is his other knee bit. He is a bit broken too. He's just missing, like, this plastic piece fell off. I might glue that on later or figure something out. Not a huge deal. And the screws are in this little thing here. And then we've got, lastly, his poles, obviously. Most of them, I believe, go in here. So yeah, that is everything that was in the bag. That is, I think, everything you need to set up your Beetlejuice. So let's get to it. So I'm pretty sure the first step is to lift this off. I don't know how it comes originally, but oops. Obviously, while the poles aren't in there, it's not going to be the most stable thing ever. So we're just going to set it down like that. You take this bottom part and you put the base into here, like so. I believe it goes this way. If not, we'll find out later. Then we do some classic pole stacking right here. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but we're just putting them into the locking pins here. Very standard stuff. All the poles will actually go into his base here, or will be hidden by the tombstone. Then we take this, we slide it over top, I believe, like so. That's going to keep it in there much more. It's not going to blow over quite as easily. First step, actually, is to take his pants. I think, where are they? What's going on? Pants like so. So they have these opening right here to slide over the poles here. And then we're going to feed the shoes in. This one actually goes on this side. And then this one goes on the other side. Oops. But before I do that, obviously I'm going to put this knee piece back on. Must have accidentally fallen off. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. It's a little tricky. Alrighty, so that works like that. Feed the legs through the pants. Oh god. There you go. Let's try and maybe grab it through the pants. It's giving me a little bit of trouble here. Almost there. And there. Obviously the knee might need a little adjusting later. Not going to be too big of a deal. So then this comes out like so and goes over the pole here. And then I think this has a little slot right here that aligns with this part of the gravestone. I think. There we go. That just pops in very simply. Then we're going to do the same thing on this side here. So something I did forget, and I actually have in my room right now that I forgot to bring out for this setup, is his adapter. It comes with a 6-volt adapter for him. I will grab that off camera in between steps here. But yeah, I forgot to mention that. And then once again, there's a little slot in his boot that you just slide into the place there. And so right now, it should look something like this. Okay, now the next step is actually to attach this over top. Now that we've got the legs and pants in, now this can go on. I got a little ahead of myself earlier. So it's easiest to align them first. Align both of them, make sure they're both lined up, and then push them in with the push pins. You might need to rotate the poles just a tiny bit to get them to pop out. And then as you can see, that's not going anywhere. So this is a little bit of a weird setup because some parts are probably a little bit pre-assembled, but you can get the general gist of this. I believe this pole was separate here, and then this piece just went over top and then screwed into here. But as you can see, my coworker had already done that, but you guys get the general idea of what the setup looks like. That's kind of the point of this video. This arm has, she told me about this beforehand, but this arm is snapped and taped, so it's a little bit loose, which isn't too big of a deal. I think it'll give his arm a bit more movement. I can always go back in and fix that later, but as you can see, this is what the arm is supposed to look like here. You can see this was actually welded, probably spot welding, it looks like, together, these two parts, and that came undone here. So the pole itself didn't snap, the welding snapped. So it looks like it might have just been some cheap, simple welding that, you know, is why that happened. So actually what is going to happen with this, I think, is I'm going to take the arms off. The arms are going to have to go in afterwards, which is going to be a little bit of a pain, but the shoulders need to be on here in order to give it enough structure to put the shirt on. But the arms can't be in there because they have to slide into the sleeves. So this actually goes, these actually come off for now, but this stays on, gets screwed in, which I will do right now. So this just goes over top very simply, and then I got to grab the thing that I kicked across the driveway. So these just go in here very simply. It's a screw here. So you listen to the you listen to what it tells you to do. We're not being gaslit by this piece of plastic right now. So the only thing I don't understand is it doesn't look like these screws are going to be big enough, but I guess I'll trust the process here. So now that we have this on here, kind of, sort of, not really, I'm going to throw this over top. I'm going to feed this arm through the sleeve right now, back through the sleeve as we've had it out before, of course. And we're going to put it into there. So it's supposed to be zip tied because that's what Crazy Crate does. Once again, the zip ties are not in there because they've been used. Not a big deal. I have like a million zip ties. But I'm not going to be using them for this setup just because I'm lazy, basically. So this keeps coming undone. So that's why you would want the right size screws probably. But not a huge deal at all, as I said before, because once the head goes on, it's going to lock into place anyhow. It's just going to maybe have a little bit more swivel to it, which if I don't like, I can obviously just put my own screws or whatever. But for now, I'm going to... Okay. Got it? Now, sort of. And then that goes into here. Oh, nope. Goes into this one. Nope. It does go into the far one, I believe. Yep. Like so. And then you throw this over top. So that's the first arm in. Pull this over here. Oh. I'll adjust it at the end. So then we throw this arm through. Got to be a little bit careful because this arm is a bit more fragile because it's got the tape. And then we pull this over top the arms, like so. And then over the elbow, and this one is feeding a lot better, like so. I believe I can see it through here, yep. So then this just goes, we'll just lift this over. Alright guys, so now the final, or not the final step, but the next step I'm going to do here is one of my favorite parts of most setups, and that is attaching the head. And it's definitely going to make this setup a lot easier because that will hold this plastic piece in now. So we're going to attach this head on, like so, which does have a screw in there that I'll need to screw in here. So let's do that real quick. The final screw in this box. As you can see, he's definitely coming together here. He's almost done. Well, I'm not exactly sure where these straps are supposed to go, but I'm just going to probably actually lift the arms out real quick, and put them like over top. There's this little loop here, like so. It doesn't really do a whole heck of a lot, but I'm just going to put them there, and that should probably be fine. And so then I'll just do the same thing on the other side off camera. Alrighty, so I'm going to say, I think one of the last steps here now is to just button up his shirt here. So that is all buttoned up now, and the last step for the clothes here is this one large button to button up his like jacket here. Now this will need a little bit of touching up, like on his outfit, to just make it look nice and whatever. But that is pretty good for now. And then last thing before we attach the control box, which is supposed to be attached before, but it is a little bit weird since it is a little bit goofy, is this tie here, which will just go around the side here, and then Velcro in at the back, underneath the like collar here. And that just Velcros into itself when you have it where you want it. Like so. So his sensor is in his tie. So make sure that you tuck that in. Just, you do not want it flipping around to show the sensor because that looks weird. It's kind of an interesting choice, kind of a cool idea, but at the same time it's kind of weird because the sensor can get revealed pretty easily if the tie flips around at all. Also then the sensor wire has to tuck under all the shirts, which is a little weird. So kind of a strange choice in my opinion, but I guess not really a big deal. So then that goes in like so. And that is pretty much all of his visual setup done. Last thing to do is to attach his box, which is going to be a little bit strange for mine because mine is currently broken and needs to be repaired. But basically you just plug everything into the corresponding spots on here and then plug in his adapter and turn him on and see if he works.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little anxious, if you know what I mean. Been about 600 years after all. I wonder where a guy, an everyday Joe like myself, can find a little action. Now, let's turn on the juice and see what shakes loose. Whew, thank you. That is why I won't do 2 shows a night anymore, babe. I won't do. Hey, these aren't my rules. Come to think of it, I don't have any rules. I tend to truly are. I'm a graduate of the Harvard Business School. I travel quite extensively. I lived through the Black Plague, and I had a pretty good time during that. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. And the ghost look most, babe. So, say it once, say it twice, learn down the charm. Just say it. It's showtime. You know, you look like somebody I can relate to. Maybe you could help me get out of here, you know, because I gotta tell you, this death thing it's just too creepy. See, here's my problem. I got these friends on the outside that I said I'd meet, you know, and that's the kind of thing I have to be there in person, you know, so I was just wondering, could you help me get out of here?
So anyway, guys, that is the unbagging, I guess. That is the rather strange setup for the Beetlejuice animatronic. Of course, this one was a little bit different. It wasn't a traditional setup. It wasn't straight from the box or straight from the store, but still a setup nonetheless of Beetlejuice. Honestly, he's actually a very cool animatronic. His mouth movement is a little is acting up because it was working a little bit better when I was testing him earlier. But still a very cool animatronic, and one I look forward to featuring in my haunt this year, my little mini haunt I'll be doing, at least that I plan on doing for this year, and definitely a cool addition to my animatronic collection. Of course, I love licensed animatronics, and I actually really love the Beetlejuice movie. It's very different, but one I certainly really enjoy, so I'm glad to have this one in my collection. But anyway, guys, that is about it for this video. Let me know which ones you'd like to see in the future, what your favorite animatronics are of 2021. Just out of curiosity, let's do a bit of a throwback question. What was your favorite 2021 animatronic? But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.